We are back on Teresa's yard makeover project. And so far, we have come in and cleaned up the property. Using the mini skid steer to move out and haul off a few trailer loads of debris to the landfill, as well as limb up the trees, chip the tree limbs, and get the project site prepared for what should be an extensive amount of groundwork that we are now ready to begin.
Back out here today, we finally got another good weather day this spring. With rain coming in a few days, I wanted to get back out here and start getting some work done. I've got my favorite piece of equipment, the most versatile piece of Barreto equipment out here with me today. And if you followed the series at all, you know that I am definitely using this more than anything else because of all the attachments I can hook up to it. First and foremost, I'm going to use the Harley rake. The Harley rake's got a drum with little knobs on it that's going to spin at a high revolution speed. I'm going to put that down on the ground. I'm going to tear up the existing lawn. All the weeds, all the rocks, all the sod, everything's going to get torn up and brought up and rototilled. Then when I'm done doing that, I'm going to switch over to the leveling box. And I'm going to pull everything back to level. I'm going to pull all the extra material out to where I can load it up later and haul it off site. You know, that's going to be the top sod, all the rocks, stuff like that. Everything I can get, I'm going to get with that. And then once I'm done with all that, we're going to be ready for the next phase, which is trenching for the underground sprinklers and then ultimately putting in the new sod lawn. So the first thing I've got to do is I need to marry up this Harley rake with my 1025 TKL Barreto mini skid steer. And I'm going to show you how to do that properly. So it's really simple and it's something everybody can do. All right, step one, I'm going to walk the 1025 TKL up. I'm going to put the attachment plate into the attachment receiver, and then I'm going to get it hooked up. Let the glow plugs light up.
If you're enjoying this video, please click like and subscribe to see more of Build It Better DIY.
Okay, now that I'm into the attachment plate, it's real simple. I turn these bars right here. These lock the attachment to the mini skid steer. Next thing I need to do is hook these up to the high flow. Tool 1 is for gears. Tool 2 is for the hydraulic, the high flow. All right, now I'm ready to do some work. Let's tear it up. Wow, what I thought was a yard is basically just a bed of gravel and rock. There's very little topsoil. I knew it was rocky river bottom area here, but this actually looks like at one point in time, someone came in and just put down a whole bunch of rock. This is gonna make putting in a yard really difficult. There's no topsoil here. We're gonna have to really think about what it is that we're doing. I may have to adjust my project a little bit here based on what I find as I peel back the layers, but I can't really call it a yard. This definitely complicates the project.
If you're enjoying this video, please click like and subscribe to see more of Build It Better DIY.
Not a bad afternoon work. We got a lot of this beat up real good. Rototilled up. I'm finding a lot of rock in here. A lot more than I thought, especially up front and down the side of the house. A lot of rock. It's gonna make it impossible to lay sod unless I do something fairly drastic. I need to sit down, do a little bit of planning, think about what I wanna do, how I can make this a beautiful space for her, both in the front and backyards, and just make it usable and something to enjoy. I'm gonna let you know what my plan is for the rest of this property and how we're gonna give it this makeover and make this nice, beautiful space. But the heavy lifting has begun. We're definitely rototilling everything up. That Harley rake's doing a lot of hard work, and I'm impressed with how it's turning out. Like I said, we got thrown a curveball. We're gonna figure out what to do. Well, I came in with the mini skid steer and I started running the power rake or the Harley rake and turning up that material, and I found out right away it's not topsoil. That is like 1 to 1.5 inch, like decorative river rock, maybe bigger. You can't put a yard over that. This is changing my plans entirely. There's a little soil over it, but you can't use that. So I have to change my plans entirely now. I mean, like a 180 on all my plans. I'm gonna need to go bring in some bigger equipment. I've gotta go get my Bobcat track loader, bring it in, and I'm gonna use that to scoop up all this rock. I need a bigger piece of equipment with a bigger bucket that can carry more weight. And I've gotta clear all that river rock out of that front yard. And I'm gonna bring it to the backyard back here. I'm gonna lay it into all the low spots and everything. And then I'm gonna bury it under 3/4 minus rock. This is just like a revelation. This is like a massive, massive change. I've got to get all of this done right now because I have to have this front yard ready for Chalice Concrete and their construction crew to show up to put in the concrete walkway. And time is running out on me. So I've got to go get that piece of equipment. I've got to get started, get that rock moved, get that front yard cleaned up so that I'm ready for them. And then once that's done, I've got to have a lot of new material brought in. I've got to bring in loads of topsoil. I'm gonna need a lot of topsoil to bring that front yard up to level. And that's before we can even get started or think about putting in underground sprinklers and sod. And then I've got to have even more 3/4 minus brought in to fill in the cities right away, all the way down the property line, fill the backyard, level it out. There is a lot of work to get done, and I have got to get started right now.
With that, it was time to execute my new plan. Bringing in the bigger equipment and working the ground. Moving the rock with the track loader from the front yard to the backyard and prepping that area, getting it ready for more steps in this massive project. In the next episode, we will be removing the old concrete steps, pouring the new concrete, and bringing in a lot of new dirt and gravel. If you want to see how Teresa's yard makeover turns out, join us for the next episode of Build It Better DIY.
If you've enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe to see more of Build It Better DIY.